Dear friends, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, as we are in the special month of Kislev, a month that is well known because of the holiday of Hanukkah at the end of the month, but as well in more recent time, since the founding of the Hasidic movement, both the 19th and 20th day of Kislev connected to the second leader of the Hasidic movement, the Maggid Mezritch, whose passing was on that day. And then the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad, which is really taking the Baal Shem Tov's ideas and making it accessible to everyone, was released from prison, went in prison to try to stop him from spreading the teachings that were taking hold like fire very quickly. And it opened up the then world of Russia and beyond to the teachings of the inner parts of the Torah, which has revolutionized Jewish life ever since. And in this week's Torah portion of Vayishlach, we find something very fascinating. We talk about Yaakov, Jacob, and as he's about to make his journey back to Israel. He had already become an accomplished person in Haran, away from home, married, had a family, became wealthy. And yet, when he presents himself to his brother, who he wants to make peace with, and he knows that his brother only understands materialism and materialistic pursuits and power and assets, and he wants to tell him, Esav, yes, 22 years ago you wanted to kill me because I took the blessings from our father. But 22 years passed. Let's make peace. You can respect me for who I am. You may be successful, but I've become very successful myself in many ways. What we find interesting is that when he presents himself to Esav, and he sends forward the messengers to feel out his brother, what's the message he tells them? He says, Im Lavan Garti, you should know that I lived with our uncle, who's now my father-in-law as well, Lavan. And our sages tell us, Esav knew he ran away to Lavan. 22 years, news gets passed on, even the days before internet, email, and paravion. What's he telling me? He lived with Lavan. So our sages tell us, he's telling him that Tayag mitzvot shamarti, the word Garti, that I lived, if you unscramble the letters, it spells Taryag, which means 613. Yaakov is telling Esav, do you want to know what my success is? All the money that I have, and that I will send you tremendous gifts. You will be overwhelmed with my gifts because you love stuff. But all the money that I have pales in comparison to my true strength, wealth. And that is that even though I live with our Uncle Lavan, who is a disbeliever in God and a believer in idols, corrupt, a con man, yet in no way did he rub off on me. But even while there, I lived exactly the same way like I lived back home with our father and mother and in Israel, with a total commitment and devotion to every part of Torah, to the fullest sense. And not only did I live with God and with the Torah, but I showed my wives that path, and my children, and they've all chosen to follow that path as well. That's my strength. That's my wealth. That's my pride. And with that I come to look you in the eye and say, let's be friends. I don't want to take anything away from you. All I want is that we should be able to walk hand in hand. That you should appreciate as well that all the assets you have, they can be here now and gone tomorrow. But what remains is your actions. What remains is the mitzvot that you do, the legacy you leave through your family. This is what remains. This is the power of eternity that is more important, more meaningful, and more empowering than anything else. And this is so important for all of us as well, to take a moment and say, what do I have to show for my life? What do I have to show for my years, for my hard work, for myself, to myself and to those around me, close and those more distant? It's easy to show external things, but they don't really show who we are. It even shows more of our mazel than who we are. But the way we carry ourselves, our character, our name, our children, the mitzvahs that we are committed to, that shows in who we are. And may we get stronger and stronger in our true strength and identity. And let me tell you, my friends, that even our Gentile neighbors, that's what they want to see in us. That's what engenders respect to us. Yes, Jews generally do well. Jews are always at the top echelons of the business, society, philanthropy, which is very important and very beautiful. But what they're really thirsty for is guidance about how it is that we keep family together, that we realize the importance of education, that we realize that we live in a world that we can always make it better. We try to strive and make ourselves better. That's what we have to show the world. So may God bless you all. I want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. We love you all. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 3:53 p.m.